Hey, writers. I just wanted to come on here today and talk a little bit about shame, how it kills creativity, and what do about it. I'm Julie Duffy from StoryADay.org. I run the Story A Day May Challenge every year and help writers to get from a place where they want to be writing to a place where they're actually living the writer lifestyle that they want to do. So let's talk about shame. Why do I want to talk about shame right now? Well, we are a couple of weeks into this lockdown thing now. And depending on what your life was like before, you may have entered this period thinking, I don't have to commute anymore. I'm going to be in my house at my desk all the time. I'm going to get so much writing done. And you may not have got so much writing done. Now, one of the worst things you can do in this situation is beat yourself up about it. And there's all kinds of neuroscience. I was watching a thing yesterday about the neuroscience of this. And there's areas of your brain where shame and pain are closely related. And you can't, but basically nobody can be creative and do good things and good work when they are feeling pain. You can do it for a little while. Pain may motivate you and anger may motivate you to do something for a while, but shame actually shuts down so many of the processes in the brain that are to do with energy and expansion and creativity, and it can make you feel anxious and depressed, and none of that is conducive to being creative. I was thinking about parenting in this context, and there was a big shift in my parenting when I remembered how it felt to be kind of shamed for not being as good as I should have been. Whether it was teachers or things that other people said to me, if I wanted to motivate my kids to clean up after dinner, we started out the traditional way by saying, "Oh, for heaven's sake, it would be really helpful if you could have put your dishes away." Or, "Oh, you put your dishes in the kitchen, but you didn't put them in the dishwasher. That would have been helpful." And then I realized we were shaming the kids. And so we flipped that to being much more positive, to being like, "Hey, thanks for taking your dishes into the kitchen." And after that had gone on for a little while, "Thank you. Thank you for taking your dish in." That became a behavior that they wanted to do. And then after a while, it became, "Thanks for taking your dishes into the kitchen. Next time, if you could put it in the dishwasher, that would be fantastic." So, um, that was a way that we flipped the switch from shaming and discouraging to being more encouraging. And of course, you could guess what happened. The behavior became one that the kids wanted to engage in. They wanted to get that little moment of praise rather than a moment of shame. And it made them more expansive. It made them happier. It made them want to do stuff for us who were being nice to them. So I would encourage you to think about your inner writer as a little kid, little cute little kid who is in there and they want to please you. If you are constantly berating your inner writer, "Oh, you said you were going to write 2,000 words today and you didn't. You didn't even get to your desk. What's that all about?" Well, that writer is going to shut down. One of the responses to stress and shame is to shut down your emotions. We need emotions to write. You don't want to shut down those emotions. So be nice to your inner writer. Tell it, "Hey, good for you. You got to your desk today. Good for you. You noticed a few things today." So I want you to think about some ways that you can have some of what BJ Fogg calls tiny wins in your writing life. I have a suggestion for you, and it is to scale back in this time of chaos, scale back the things that you're trying to do. Maybe you're not, you're distracted by what's going on in the world. You're distracted by the people in your house who walk into rooms while you're doing YouTube lives. Maybe
Right.
you are distracted just by the weight of having to care for all the people in your life, and you're not going to make much progress on your novel. You're not going to brainstorm and complete a new story this week like you wanted to because things happen. Instead of shaming your inner writer, look for the things that you did do. You thought about your story. You thought about your characters. Maybe you made a character sketch. Maybe you read a story that's going to inspire you. Maybe you just collected some ideas. So, to help you with that, I've got a resource. It's called the Story Sparks Catcher. And story sparks are a thing that I suggest people gather as they're preparing for Story a Day May. It's not outlining a story, it's not coming up with an idea for a story. It's simply walking through the world as a writer and noticing stuff. This is what writers do. And if you are doing this, you can pat yourself on the back. You can have your little victory dance. You can celebrate that you're doing something nice for your writer, your inner writer. So go over to I'll put the link down here and you can, or over there, wherever the link is, and you can click on that and you can read about how I use Story Sparks, how I recommend you use Story Sparks, and then maybe commit to collecting 3 tiny little Story Sparks for the next 5 days. Print out the logs, carry them around with you. There's one you can fold up and you can put in your pocket, or slip in your bra strap if you don't have a pocket, and just carry it around with you and notice things like when you're stressed, if all you can do is feel stressed right now, how does that feel in your body? What does that look like? Where do you feel it? Where are you hunching? And when you take a deep breath and you relax, what does that feel like? If you smell something that makes you happy, what is it? What does it smell like? If you look out the window and see something that's interesting, there's a plastic bag caught in a tree, or there's the shape of a blossom on that tree in your neighbor's yard that you really like, sketch it down. Just think about how you would describe those petals, that smell, that phrase that somebody says that you think is funny or really true. Write that down. Just collect 3 of these little things this week, and that can be your win. Download the Story Sparks Catcher log and start collecting Story Sparks, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you did, how it helped you, if it helped you. Tell me what you did to celebrate your success when you actually started writing down some Story Sparks. I would love to hear from you, and I would love to know that you are congratulating your inner writer and conquering shame, because it is no good to us. And I'll be back with more of these things tomorrow. And in the meantime, keep writing.